Hi everyone, good day wherever you are watching this video today. Fajimi Fakayode is here again, and if you are watching for the first time, this is a spiritual channel where we share different spiritual tips, spiritual guide, lectures and all that. So if this is your first time, make sure you subscribe, you like the video and you turn on the notification bell. So next time I post another video, you are going to be notified. So today I want to share with you another great spiritual tip. Yes, great spiritual tip, and this came as a request and as a new month special tip. So and this has to do with spiritual bondage or spiritual bad luck. So when we are talking about bad luck is one of the greatest thing, one of the worst thing you can never face as a human. So if you have ever experienced a situation whereby you will go to somewhere where they are sharing things and it will get to your turn, they will say the thing has finished, or maybe something that is easier for some other people, when it gets to your turns it turns out harder or maybe worst for you. So such things are called bad luck. Or even maybe this bad luck is one of the most common spiritual problem, just like I said, and it is mostly faced by people who ignore their spiritual awareness, who ignore, before you can be experiencing bad luck there must be some underlying spiritual problem that you have not treated, that has gotten to the bad luck of the thing. So it started from when you are having a spiritual bondage. I said in one of my videos that when you are having one spiritual problem, and it is a root problem, it will be having some branches of another spiritual problems. Like when you are having a cold, there will be some other thing like headache. You will be feeling headache, some kind of things coming out of your nose. That's the same thing with spiritual matters. So when you are having a spiritual thing, when you are noticing some things in your life that's not going properly spiritually, you need to work on it on time before it creates another problems. So most of the spiritual problem always have their families that attracts another problem. So when you're having a bondage, for an example, it may attract some kind of things we are talking about today, some kind of bad lucks and all that. So and that's more reason why it is not until there was a time someone asked me that when is the best time to be working on yourself, like maybe appeasing your spiritual head, using spiritual stuffs and all that. She asked when is the best time to be using all those things. Then I said there's nothing like best time to be working on yourself. There's nothing like best time, because it is when things are very good you need to work on yourself, not until it gets very bad. It is when things are very good, and that's where you will see most of people that are making it big, that are very prosperous, and all of a sudden they fall back to the grassroots. It is because when things are moving very well they are not working on themselves. And we have seen many people that when it is until things get so worse they will consult you. It is not good. For people that are so closer to me, I always say that it is not until things get bad before you work on yourself. It is not until your marriage collapse before you work on your marriage. If it is in that situation that you notice maybe your man or your woman has been something has been going wrong in your relationship, it's not until the thing gets really worse before you work on it. So that's why you need to be taking note, because each and every day there was a time I did a spiritual lecture. I said each and every day humans, there's a problem that comes to life. The same way we have goodness coming down to life, we have some kind of bad things following it. So that's why when you are experiencing good things today, tomorrow you may be, when you are feeling happy today, tomorrow you may be feeling so sad. That's what happens. That's about life. That's about spirituality. So that's not where we are going. Let's just go into the business and dive in. This tip is working, and it has to do with bad luck, how you can clean up the bad luck from your body. You can do this for yourself, for your children, for your wife, anyone you love, and make sure you give credit to this channel. So let's just dive in. Just 3 items, or let me say 4 items you are going to need for this. And this particular spiritual soap is not something to be using longer. It's just something you will use maybe just 3 times, then that's all, to clear off any sign of blockages, bondages, or maybe bad luck, which is the purpose I'm making this video. So here are the items. The first item you are going to get is something we call back of an oak tree. There's something we call epo in Yoruba, epo. So when I search for the English meaning, I discover it is called back of an oak tree. Oak tree. That tree is called oak tree. O-A-K tree. That's the name they call it in English. So it is a very strong spiritual tree that contains a lot of power. And some people otherwise know this as this thing as anti-witchcraft tree. So some people believe one of the things to be used against witchcraft when you're having witchcraft. So we are going to be talking about this thing later, but not for today. About this thing I'm holding, which is known as a oak tree, or back of an oak tree, or maybe anti-witchcraft tree. That's what. So if you search on Google, you will get what I'm saying. So but Yoruba, for people living in Nigeria, is popularly known as the anti-witchcraft tree. So the back of it is what you need, epo. So this thing is not eatable, it's kind of poisonous. And in spirituality, we learn this thing contains 216 different poisons. So I'm not saying it medically, I'm not saying this scientifically, but spiritually, we are going to be talking on it another day. That's another lecture for another day. The reason why it is called anti-witchcraft, and the reason, we are just going to be discussing about it. So it is not something eatable, it's not something that you must eat. So you should be very careful. So medically and scientifically, it is poisonous. So, and spiritually, it contains 260 poisons, which is against anti-witchcraft and all that, and some other things that cannot be discussed on the air like this. So that's the first item you are going to get. The second item you are going to get is a kola nut. So, and this kola nut is a special kola nut, and if you can find the one that has 3 faces, there are different faces of kola nut. When you buy a kola nut, there are some we call obiabata in Yoruba language. There's something they call obiabata, and that obiabata are the kola nut that if you split it, you are going to get like separate pieces. Like maybe some will contain 2 pieces, some will contain. The one that contains 2 pieces is called obigoro. That one is not obiabata. So, but for this one, you are going to get the one that contains 3 faces, that has 3 faces. The kola nut that has 3 faces, that is known as obiabata olojumeta. That means it is having 3 faces. So it is sold in most markets, African stores. You can buy it there. But if by any chance you don't get kola nut with 3 faces, you can buy any one you like. So you are going to just, this is the, for example, now this one I'm holding is not 3 faces kola nut. It's just the normal and the common kola nut, which is obigoro. So this one now, if you open it, you will see there are just 2 faces of this. 2 faces of this kola nut. This is known as obigoro. So if you cannot find that one that contains, when I'm making this video, there's not that one with me now. So, but if you cannot find that one with 3 faces, you can still use this that contains 2 faces. So you will just have to buy 2. When you buy two and you will take one slices, another slices, you split one into 2, so making it 3. I'm going to explain the reason why you need 3 later. So it is very advisable if you can get the one that contains 3 faces, so it wouldn't be too hard. But if you cannot find the one that has 3 faces or 3 segments, you can buy two kola nut and slice it into two like this. You get it like this. So you will throw away one. you know when you open it, two kola nut, you are going to have four pieces, but for this one now you are going to need three pieces of that kola nut. So that is the second item. And the last item is a whole alligator pepper. You must find and buy a big alligator pepper. I'm going to explain why you need that big alligator pepper. Because the fact that you have an alligator pepper does not mean it's going to contain the same seed. So that's why you need a very big alligator pepper for this. Now I'm going to explain. Unfortunately, we will not be making the practical video for this one. I'm just going to explain some few things how we are going to do it. So this thing is working properly, and I want like 10 to 15 people that will try it and give a very good testimony. I really appreciate those that have been giving testimonies on the channel. May Olodumare bless you abundantly. Thank you so much. You really motivate us. So now this is the process. Then you are going to need just a small soap, maybe a 3 soap, like 3 pieces of soap, 3 pieces of local soap or any soap of your choices. This is how you are going to do it. You will firstly slice this. Assuming this is the epo you get, this is the back of an ox you get, you will cut it into 3, 1, 2, 3. You will slice this thing into 3 small pieces. You can cut this into 2 so that you keep the remaining for the usage of next time. Then the part of the one you cut, you are going to slice it into 3. That means you are going to cut this. You use a knife or stone to break it into 3 parts. So you need the 3 parts. So then you will open your alligator pepper. Open the back of an alligator pepper. Normally a good alligator pepper and a big one will contain 3 segments. So when you open carefully, you will find 3 segments. So that is why when you want to open your alligator pepper for this, you must open it carefully so that you are not going to lose a seed or maybe break one segment in the process of removing the back or the cover. So you will gently remove the cover. Then you will see the seed packed in 3 segments inside the alligator pepper. For people that have been familiar with spiritual things, will be familiar with this thing I'm talking. When you open the alligator pepper, you will find 3 segments, normal 3 segments. You will remove one separately. You will remove those 3 segments separately without losing the seed. Even if by mistake one seed loses, you keep it with that one, with that particular segment. So it contains 3 segments. You will separate them separately. So this is how you are going to do it. It's very easy. The first segment, you will take one epo, you will take one back of the tree. You grind it with the kola nut. You will grind it with the kola nut and with one segment of that alligator pepper. You will mix it with one soap, one little soap. Put it on a different sponge. Keep it somewhere. You will pick the second epo. I said you are going to break it into 3. You pick the second epo, grind it with the second kola nut, grind it with the third with the second alligator pepper, with the second segment of alligator pepper. Add the soap, put it on a different sponge, put it somewhere. Then you will do the same for the third one too. That means for the third alligator pepper, you are going to grind the third alligator pepper, grind the kola nut, grind the back of an oak tree, then add your soap. After adding the soap, you put it on another sponge, making it 3 soap you prepare on different sponges. So that's why I said this soap is not something to be mixed together, or maybe something you have to put in a bowl. You'll be using it small by small. No, you must put it on a different 3 sponges, and must not be kept something you will keep for a long time before you use. And this is how you use it. After putting on different sponges, so assuming you do it this afternoon and you want to use it tonight, you will get your palm oil ready. You get it ready. Then when you get to the bedroom, you will rub the palm oil from your head to the toe and be praying that any sign of blockages right from the day you were born, any sign of you pray You pray critically in your language. You don't say because we are addressing this in as an English. If you are an Igbo, if you are an Yoruba, if you are an Hausa, if you are from Ghana, if you pray in your native language. Because there was a time someone was asking, can she pray? Although there's no language Olodumare does not understand, but it is better you start from where you were born. Start from your originality. So you pray in your language, pray for total freedom and all that. You bath the soap. You will firstly rub the palm oil and you bath the soap. You use all the soap to bath at once. You will take one sponge, you put it on different sponge. You will take one, bath it with that. You will keep the two. The second day you will do the same. But instead of using palm oil, you will use shea butter. You will rub shea butter from your head to toe, from your head to the toe. After rubbing the shea butter, you will bath that particular soap too. You will bath that particular soap. After bathing it, you will go and throw away the sponge or be keeping it somewhere. So the third day, instead of rubbing shea butter, you are going to rub honey. You are going to rub honey from your head to the toe. From your head to the toe. After rubbing the honey from your head to the toe, you will bath the third soap. You are going to pack all the sponges and bury it, burn it, throw it away. But the sponges must not be kept in your house for a long time. So after bathing the soap finish the third day, you must make sure you throw away the sponges instantly. That's the rule there. And it must be used at night. So when you are not going out again, okay, that's the fourth rule. The second rule is that you must not skip a day. Assuming you use one today, then tomorrow you say you are going to a night Fiji, you are deceiving yourself. It will not work. It will not carry all the problem off from your body. So you must make sure you use it, consecutively, and then you use it one after the other. Like you use one today, use another one tomorrow, and the next the following day. That's how you use all. And if you can try this, I bet no matter what the spiritual problem you are facing, or maybe most especially bad luck, for most women that complain they are not having stable relationship, they are being disturbed with a spiritual husband and all that. You go and try this. You are facing bad luck, things doesn't easier for you. Go and try this. And for someone that asked for this video, go and try this, and you will be safe completely. I give you 100% assurance on any of my spiritual tips and on this particular one. So I want people that will try and come back here for good testimony. Thank you for watching. I still remain your spiritualist, Ifajimi Fakayode. Next time I will be sharing another spiritual tip which I believe is going to benefit everyone. Remain blessed.